All right, stick with me on this because this is basically about your freedom and independence when it comes to your energy of your home. So I was just reading this article about the government just approved $17 billion in loans. They're loans to certain people who are then going to build, they're going to fast track building nuclear energy facilities. Now, I had accidentally stumbled upon these contracts because I was talking with a friend of mine who had this idea that lumber mills give away like sawdust and shavings and chips for free often because if they can't get rid of it, they have to pay to get rid of it. So if you come pick it up, they'll just give it to you. Then he was going to take it because it's free and turn them into pellets for wood stoves. So basically, it's like a free material that you're going to turn into something you can sell. It was a good idea. And then I was talking to him about the outdoor boilers that people use, just like you have your indoor oil or natural gas boiler in your home. People have outdoor boilers instead where it's like 20 feet away from your house, whatever it has to be, and you just throw logs in there and you can use it to heat your house. And I've seen people that have it set up where it would also heat your water. So the only thing then that you're missing if you have heat and hot water through an outdoor boiler would be to use that energy to generate electricity. So my friend and I started talking about that. So I started looking up these contracts about ways to get free money to design some shit, right? And I saw all these contracts, and there was all this stuff for green energy, right? Because I was looking up green energy stuff, but there was no money approved. It literally said in these grants, no money's been approved. Like, we're looking for ideas. This is what it said. We're looking for ideas. Send us all your ideas, but there's no money for this. And then when you go into like the nuclear stuff, it was like, send us all your ideas, and we have a bunch of money. And I'm not going to get into how I thought about, like, it was kind of interesting how it seemed like the green energy, renewable energy it's almost like the patent office. Send us your idea. And if it's really good, we're going to steal it, kind of thing. I won't get into that. But so this outdoor boiler thing, right? Think about this. If you could generate electricity with this, and there's a process called gasification. So my friend and I, we started researching all the technologies behind this and the ways that they generate electricity through like fire, right? And I looked up the like how much energy does the average household use in a year? Like, was it watts or joules or whatever the fuck it is? You know what I mean? And then I looked up like what would that be in pellets? Like, how much energy does electricity does a household use in a year? And then like what would that be if you burn that in pellets? And then what would be the land area that you would need to grow that organic matter? I used hemp. So different organic matter burns at different temperatures. And it varies. It's not by much, but it can be a lot. It depends. So I just use hemp because it's kind of a middle of the road thing. And by my math, if my math is correct, it's less than 2 acres. Less than 2 acres of hemp. If you were able to burn it and then somehow convert that energy into electricity, that's all you would need is less than 2 acres of organic matter to provide all your electricity for a household for a year. So the problem is that the technology does not exist to do that. Like, the combustion is there, the energy is there, but there's just no way to convert that into electricity. So after talking about my friend, I sent it to my cousin, who's a genius and a scientist and an engineer. And he sent me back this company's website. And it's basically, it's about the size of a Connex box. So it's pretty big. And you throw logs into this thing. And that thing, whatever's inside of it, will generate enough electricity to heat like your little base thing that you have. It's like a fucking, it could be a house, but like they're using it for like shelters out in the Arctic and stuff like that, I guess. I don't fucking know. It was weird. And my cousin said to me, he said that this technology, as far as converting burning wood into electricity, he said this is completely optimized. He's like, based on all the math, he's like, it'll never get any better or smaller than this fucking Connex box. And they were like $500,000 or some shit like that. So he's like, I hear what you're saying. He's like, but it's not. He's like, it's not a scalable idea to sell to people. So then I kept thinking about it, right? And it's like, there's always going to be new inventions. I don't care what he says, even if he is a million times smarter than me. I don't care what he says. New shit will come out. But then he said to me, he said that to this very day, producing steam to turn turbines is still the cheapest and the most efficient way to produce electricity. So then I was like, well, then why don't they just give everybody like a little turbine, like in their backyard? Because our whole idea, my friend and I, our whole idea is you are off the grid. You are not dependent upon the state or the local whatever, local utility company. Your power is in your hands in your backyard. So you have control over it. You are the one that is putting the fuel in there and dictating, where it comes from, whether it's wood or pellets. Or I had this idea like, you know how, and again, it's not going to be feasible for everybody, but you know how some people, they have a water well. In some places, a water well, you just drill down, that's very common. You don't have city water, you just drill a well. Well, in some places, there's natural gas. So why couldn't you just like drill down and tap into the natural gas in your backyard and fucking, there's already natural gas boilers. So why not just tap directly? And then from then on, you have a fucking never-ending supply. And then you don't have to deal with your utility company ever again. It's just like your water. I'm drawing the water out of the ground underneath my house. I'm drawing my fucking electricity, my heat, everything from the natural gas under my house. What? So my idea here, anyway, to summarize and close maybe, is again, getting off the grid and not being dependent upon a municipality, a utility. And there has to be ways to do this. But they'll tell you that it's not scalable, whatever. But then to bring it back to the beginning, they're giving whoever billions, tens of billions of dollars to start building these nuclear. It's like, when you look at nuclear energy and the science behind that and the splitting of atoms and all this crazy shit they do. If you could figure that out, you're telling me you can't figure out like how to burn wood to generate electricity? When we already can do it. We can already do it. We just need to make it more scalable. There's not like an additive you can put in there or something, you know what I mean, to make it burn hotter or longer. There's got to be something. Got to be. But the whole point is, when they have these big power centers connected to these data centers, they're in control of all of it. Whereas what I'm talking about is local, very local, your backyard, completely independent. And like I said, potentially, based on my math, less than 2 acres of organic matter should, if we could figure it out, generate enough electricity for all your needs for the whole fucking year. Love you.